I may not look it, but I've been an artist online for over a decade. Yes, I started when I was 12. Yes, I had a weird deviant art phase. No, I don't want to talk about it. In this extensive period of time, I've had my fair share of art and design commissions, which is very cool. I am not one to complain about money, but some of the people you have to work with are, let's just say, about as smart as this Marshdog plushie. So I thought it would be fun to go over a list of the most annoying things about being an artist online. Now don't get me wrong, I absolutely love what I do and 99% of the people that I work with, but if you sound like one of the people mentioned here in this video, just know that I sincerely hope you explode and die randomly within the next 2 to 4 weeks.
How fast can you make a banner? I need it in 20 minutes.
Do you think I'm joking? I have receipts! Normally I take around 2 weeks to a month to work on a commission, but 20 minutes? What if I was on a bus or I was busy at home gaming? I was very young and stupid back then, so believe it or not, I somehow managed to accept the job and got it done in the time, but imagine if I did that today. The express delivery fees that I put on that job could buy me a goddamn house! When it comes to unrealistic time expectations, there's also the people that think that the second they send money to my PayPal account and it enters my bank balance, that I'm going to be scrambling away at Photoshop or After Effects and just immediately work on the commission, and that I'll have an update for them within the next hour. Just get the money, thanks! As I said before, I'll have the art done within the next 2 weeks and I'll send updates once they get started.
Awesome, thanks. Hey, do you have anything I can see yet?
I said I'd let you know when I have work to show you. We both agreed that it'll be fully completed by a certain date. Let me cook my dinner in peace, please! I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and just say they're excited, but trust me, I'm also excited. I also want to show you what I have to show you, but to show you something, I need time to have something to show you. Go on then, I'm not stopping you. Oh, do you need some help? I'll gladly send you a link to Adobe's website so you can go buy a subscription yourself. Oh, that's right, you don't want to spend $50 a month just to own the program and open Photoshop up, yet alone take the time to actually learn something, yet alone have to deal with Photoshop crashing every 2 goddamn seconds. Die. I get that you want me to make you a banner with a Smash Brothers look to it, but that can mean anything from this to this. Please, give me something to work with. This is what happens when you give too many details. Don't let more drippy Gengars enter this world. Okay, this isn't nearly as bad as having no details. In fact, I actually kinda like when clients are this specific. It lets us make stuff exactly how they want it. But it does somewhat limit creative input on my end. One of the perks of doing art and design commissions is that you get to be creative while getting paid. If clients want something super specific and it doesn't leave much room for creative input of your own, it might make the job a little bit less fun because part of the fun of the job is coming up with really creative solutions with you and the client. Most of the time, I ain't complaining though. A bag is a bag and I've got rent to pay. So there's 2 situations here. In the first, I'm doing a big old client rebrand. I'm talking new logo, cool animations, the whole shebang. If I say, you know what, that'll be £400 for everything, and then they come back to me saying, you know what, it doesn't really fit within my budget, can we go down to $350? Sure. I'm happy doing a little bit of an extra discount for a big job, especially if they give me a little bit more time to work and everything. Now, situation 2, a half-body sketch will be £10.
Can you do it for 5?
No! Artists are frail little creatures who are already undercharged for their work. If you're trying to get something that costs the same as a Donkey Kong Hot Wheels car, just give them the goddamn money! And if not, go to somebody else that charges less. People don't want to feel devalued, especially when their stuff is already so cheap. Sadly, I think this has happened to every single artist that I know. Now, I have a little story for you lot. Back in 2014, I made a Pokemon Suite YouTube package for somebody. I'm not gonna name drop them, but I will put up what the graphic looked like on screen. Oh no, their faces in the graphic, what a shame. Anyway, for 2014 Pokemon layout standards, this was sick! Now, this one stands out to me above all others because back in 2014, I was a naive little lad. Unfortunately, I can't pull up our DMs from Twitter because he's actually suspended, probably from scamming Pokemon layouts. So you'll just have to take my word for the following recollection. Here's a link to everything. Let me know if it's all good.
Thanks, man, it's sick. I get paid on Friday, so I'll send you the money then.
All good, man, no rush. Just send it whenever you can. I tried DMing him a few times, but he just kept ghosting me. Whenever I publicly called him out on Twitter, he said that he didn't even like the work, so he wasn't gonna pay me for it. First of all, you said that you liked it. Second of all, you literally used it. I have videographic evidence, nigga, you've been caught in 720p. I take all payment up front now. A similar thing also happens sometimes before you even get started working on a project. Okay, cool. Looks like I have just about enough info for a quote now. I reckon it'll be around 50 quid? Did you think it was free? Can we at least talk about it? Come back here! Art is subjective. But... Okay, this is a bit more of a jokey one than the other ones, but one actual thing I will say about this is that when you go to an artist with your ideas, and they try and use their years of experience to try and help improve the idea that you're going to them with, you are paying them to make your thing. You're paying them for their creative talents and for their mind as well. You want them to make the thing that you're making really, really good, but then you insist on them having absolutely 0% creative input. Now, I get it. We all have a vision. We all want our thing to look exactly how we imagine it in our heads. I get that. I feel like if you've ever made anything in your life, you've always had some sort of vision. You want it to turn out exactly how you want it. But when your vision involves a color scheme that physically hurts to look at, paired with the inclusion of Goku, Sonic, and Playboy Carti, maybe I'm not cut out for this industry. Taxes are inescapable, just like death. But somehow death is more appealing because at least when you die, you don't need to fill out a self-assessment tax form. Do your taxes, kids. Or don't. Play a funny prank on the government, I don't fucking care. Everyone has a different art style. My illustrations look like this. Yours might look like this. But either way, they're both cool and they should both be respected. When drawing, everyone has their own array of inspirations that they draw from, whether it be other artists, video games, music, movies, whatever. All of these things come together and collide and combine to create your personal style. Oh? What's that? This artist that you like isn't taking commissions, so you're gonna go to a different artist instead, a completely different human being, and ask them to copy the style of the first artist? A. Fuck you. B. They won't get the style the same. Just wait for them to open up their commissions or ask somebody else to use their work as an inspiration. Don't just make somebody Kirby inhale their design and just steal the whole fucking flow. C. Fuck you again. D. Going up to somebody and saying, hey, I know you spent years working on your own personal unique style, but I'm gonna pay you to draw like this other person instead. Do you know how ridiculous that sounds? It's disrespectful to the artist that you're going to because you're basically telling them that the work is only worth paying for if it looks like somebody else's work. And you're also assuming that they're gonna stoop down to their level of thievery. There is such thing as stealing like an artist, but that doesn't mean literally stealing someone else's style and then profiting off of it. E. Fuck you. I know quite a few people that have had commissions from artists that they've paid for, and then the artist just straight up evaporated, never to be seen again. So I personally pride myself on making sure that my clients never go more than a week without updates, sometimes even giving daily updates if it's a project that involves a lot of client feedback. Sometimes though, the client really needs to get better at communication. If it's the day of a deadline and I'm trying to finalize your work, respond to your damn DMs. I know you've seen them, I can see you liking cat JPEGs on Twitter.
Last thing that needs changing is the font. Can I see a couple more versions that pop a little more?
That really should have been called out before we designed literally everything else around it, but sure, I can make it work. Did any of these work? Once I get the right one, I'll go back and change all the other assets to match.
Let's go with the first one. Dude, can you send the finished stuff? This was meant to be finished today.
Here's everything updated. Also, okay, there was some slight exaggeration there, but you get the point. Also, when potential clients message you and literally only just say hi, who are you? What are your intentions? At least say hi, what's up or something. What do I do with just a hi? I don't know who you are. Also, when you send clients an update or maybe even a finished piece sometimes and they just respond with cool, what does this mean? Do you actually like it? Do you hate it so you're just not elaborating? Why must I suck this information out of you? Increasingly over the last few years, it's become more and more difficult to just be an artist. Like, you can be, but if you want to be as successful as possible, you almost need to feed into social media trends and do things like making short form process videos and behind the scenes content. While some people may enjoy doing this, like me personally, I've always enjoyed video making, so at worst it's just an extra thing that I need to work on. Some people just want to focus on their craft, so the need to stay relevant can be really draining sometimes and take away from the craft that you love so much. This one's a bit of a double-edged sword because on one hand, you can get a much bigger audience and a lot more eyes on your art, and you have a lot more people seeing your art and loving your art and enjoying your art, but it's also an extra thing to balance, and for a lot of people that's a lot to try and manage. And it can feel like you're falling behind if you don't keep up with the rapid pace of social media. No, AI art is not real art. No, just because this person has a style that is very detailed does not mean that it was AI generated. No, I'm not gonna do your commission for free just because an AI could do it better anyway. AI art is just an amalgamation of actual artist work that has been stolen and reshuffled using artificial intelligence to serve a more busty white man for you to look at and go, you are not an artist because you typed in keywords for 30 minutes to come up with a cool custom anime background. You're just stupid because you think it makes you one. The technology itself is impressively powerful, I'll give it that. But from an ethical standpoint, it does way more harm than good as things currently stand, especially for creatives. As it gives people who already don't value creative personal input even more of a reason just to throw artists to the side. I can make a whole 10-minute section just talking about AI, but I don't think I have anything particularly original to add to the topic. So I'll just close it out by saying while it is kinda terrifying that a random dude who has never touched a drawing tablet in their entire life can make something in 30 minutes that takes an actual artist over 10 years to make, at least there will always be some people, some group of people that will always value creative integrity over everything else. Plus, you can't even copyright most AI art, so suck on that. Appreciate you watching this far in. Shouts out to everyone who chimed in with their own artist gripes on Twitter and YouTube. If you have any artist gripes of your own, then let me know in the comments. Let's get a little discussion going. While you're down there in the comments, you might as well like and subscribe since you got this far in. And while you're doing that, I'll be working on some cool art stuff for next month's video. See ya.